Namaskar. Once again, welcome to our channel Science Bliss. Today we are going to have a look for factors affecting rate of diffusion. These are some of the factors that affect the rate of diffusion. Rate of diffusion means speed at which the diffusion will be taking place. That is surface area, temperature, concentration gradient, distance and size of molecules. These are some of the factors that will affect the rate of diffusion at which the diffusion will be taking place. From higher concentration to the lower concentration, there will be a movement of molecules. Now talking about first factor affecting rate of diffusion, that is surface area. As you can see over here in image A and in image B. Image B is having cells with the brush border, whereas image A is this normal cell. Image B, as it is having brush border or small projections, or you can also call it as microvilli, so therefore the surface area of image B is higher as compared to image A. Now if you talk about the rate of diffusion, higher the surface area, more diffusion will be taking place. Therefore in our body, in human body, especially talking about intestine has got these kind of a cell which has got brush borders to have maximum absorption of nutrients. So we can say that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the surface area. If you increase the surface area, rate of diffusion will be increased. And if we decrease the surface area, rate of diffusion will also be affected and it will be decreased. Now talking about next factor affecting the rate of diffusion is temperature. As over here we can see that this is a reaction vessel 1 and this is reaction vessel 2. Now reaction vessel 1 has got side A and B, which has got over here at side A it has got 10 molecules. Whereas in side B it has got 3 molecules, and side A and side B is being separated by partially permeable membrane, and consider it that this permeable membrane is permeable for these molecules. Same kind of a similar kind of a condition has been maintained in reaction vessel 2 also, that again a reaction vessel is has got side C and side D. Side C has got again 10 number of molecules, whereas side D has got 3 number of molecules. Side C and D has been separated by a partial permeable membrane which is permeable for these molecules, provided in the reaction vessel 2 it is being given by Bunsen burner's heat. It is being provided by the heat or the increased temperature as compared to the reaction A. So what do you think? First of all, my question is, the diffusion will there be any diffusion? Yes, definitely there will be a diffusion from side A to B and in reaction vessel from side C to D, right? As the side B is having less number of the molecules. So from higher concentration to lower concentration there will be a movement of molecules. Similar kind of a movement will be seen in side C and D. The molecules will be moving from side C to D. But as it is being provided by the heat, and as we all know that every molecule is in constant motion, it has got kinetic energy, and with that it is in constant motion. So if you provide the heat, what will happen? So that energy, the kinetic energy will be increased. The kinetic energy of molecules will be increased, and those molecules move faster. Those molecules will move faster and it will lead to the more number of collisions with other molecules, right? So more number of collisions, it means more energy they'll gain. So if I increase the temperature of reaction vessel, so what will happen? Those molecules will be energized, they'll collide more with each other, and ultimately they'll be having higher energy, and it will actually affect the rate of diffusion. The rate or the speed of diffusion will be faster in reaction vessel 2 as compared to reaction vessel 1. So we can say that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the temperature. If I increase the temperature, there will be an increase in rate of diffusion, and if I decrease the temperature, there will be a decrease in rate of diffusion. Another factor which affects the rate of diffusion is concentration gradient. Over here in figure 1, we can see a reaction vessel. It has got two sides, that is side A and side B. In side A, we have got 15 number of molecules, whereas side B has got 4 molecules only. So there will be a diffusion because it has got concentration gradient. So higher the concentration and this is lower the concentration. There will be a movement of these molecules as the side A and side B is being separated by partially permeable membrane, which will allow the movement of these molecules. So molecules will be moving from side A to side B. Similar kind of a condition is there in figure 2 also. A reaction vessel, it has got side C and side D separated by a partially permeable membrane, which is permeable for these molecules. But over here, we can clearly see that side C is having only 7 molecules and side D is having 4 molecules. Definitely there will be a diffusion from side C to side D. But if we compare the rate of diffusion in figure A and figure 2, or figure 1 and figure 2, there will be a higher rate of diffusion in figure 1 as compared to figure 2. As we can see, there is a greater concentration gradient. Over here, there is a difference between these, and that is a greater difference between the concentrations of side A and side B. Whereas as we compare it with figure 1, figure 2 is having lesser difference between side C and side D. The concentration difference is less in figure 2 as compared to figure 1. So as we say that concentration gradient, if we increase the concentration gradient, there will be an increase in rate of diffusion. Therefore, we can say that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the concentration gradient. If we decrease the concentration gradient, there will be a decrease in rate of diffusion. Now, talking about next factor affecting the rate of diffusion is distance. Over here in figure A or figure 1, we can see there are so many layers of cells. Whereas in figure 2, we can see only a single layer of a cell is there. So if a molecule has to cross through this layer, so what will happen? It has to cover very small distance. Only a single layer that molecule has to cross. But whereas in figure A, it has to cross so many layers of cells. So distance is more in figure 1 as compared to figure 2 for molecules to cross through these things. So there will be a lesser rate of diffusion. The speed of those molecules will be less in case of figure 1 because it has to carry or it has to move for a longer distance as compared to in figure 2. As it has to move very short distance, therefore rate of diffusion will be higher. So we can say that rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the distance. If there is a longer distance those molecules has to travel, so there will be lower the rate of diffusion. Whereas if the distance is less, rate of diffusion will be higher. Another factor affecting the rate of diffusion is size of molecules. As you can see in this figure, this is a cell. Inside this, in the center, there is a nucleus. And over here, we can see the orange colored large molecules as well as the small molecules, black colored small molecules. If we talk about the size of the molecule and the rate of diffusion, the larger molecule will take more time to diffuse out of the cell as compared to the small molecules. Definitely, the diffusion is not only dependent upon the size of molecules, but also the nature of a molecule, whether it is polar, non-polar, and so on and so forth, definitely concentration gradient. So but basically if we talk about the size, larger molecule will diffuse slowly as compared to the smaller molecules. So there is an inverse relationship between the rate of diffusion. If the size of a molecule is higher or larger, the rate of diffusion will be slower. Whereas if the size of a molecule is slow, or size of the molecule is small, so rate of diffusion will be higher. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.